the Pistons draft, we're 25 days away. I think the draft's on the 25th of June, and it's heating up. Everybody in town is excited. Everybody that's a Pistons fan is excited, and obviously that fifth pick is very most important. But I think it is good to go ahead and take a look at that second round pick that we have, and maybe some players that we can kind of target. Just take a look at here some of the players that are listed in that ballpark of where we'll be. And, so just kind of wanted to see if you had anybody in particular you're looking at, or if kind of what you're feeling here for that 46.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think this is definitely a good opportunity to get a nice little diamond in the rough. Weaver's done a great job already. I mean, we talked quite a bit about kind of our own big three kind of forming with Cade and Sadiq, and Bagley or Stewart or whoever you want to kind of throw into that. I mean, I feel like we're still kind of on the hunt for that third piece, but that third piece could also already be on our team. And yeah, I mean, we kind of forget about the guys like Saban Lee, Isaiah Livers, Luka Garza, that can start to, fill that void of just being, a strong player off the bench, 8th, 9th, 10th man, come in, hit a couple threes, somebody out one night, come in and start, or, just be able to kind of fill in when needed. So, yeah, I mean, I think, right now that guy's taking Moussa Diabate, and we're big Michigan fans, so we're definitely well aware of how he is, or how he plays and who he is. I think that'd be, will give us a little bit more athleticism, some defense off the bench. So I definitely like that pick. A couple other players I like to be a potential pick there for us would be Jayla Williams. I mean, I think in this draft they got him going a little earlier, but he played at Arkansas, double machine. He's a real, big time energy guy, strong on defense. I just think that's somebody that I'd be a fan of. And then another guy, also have him going a little earlier, and he probably will go a lot earlier, but this is more wishful thinking, is Dalen Terry from Arizona. Watched quite a bit of him and Ben Mathurin play this year, and I mean, I actually think he's Jason Terry's son, so he's got that basketball pedigree, and he's the 6'7", wing that can handle the ball. I mean, I think he had the only triple double for Arizona this year. So I just love guys that are, big, long, and guys that can play multiple positions at a high level. So yeah, that's my thoughts on just the second round pick.
No, so I looking at Diabate, something that obviously, like you said, we're closely familiar with what's going on, and him coming on, him being a highly touted guy out of IMG, I believe, in Florida. And so with all that being said, I believe he'll be a solid player. If we were to take him, I would not be mad about that at all. I think it says it right here, but I do think he is a great defender. I've seen him, play some great help defense, come across with blocks, timely rebounds. He's a quick jumper. All that's true, but I think he's needs equally as much work on offense. As far as just he looked uncomfortable at times. He looked, running the floor, phenomenal. But as far as set half court, it does need a little bit of work. But I do think you've seen flashes where you could believe that 19-year-old kid would be able to improve upon that. So I would not be mad about that at all. Another guy, and often I pick players that I watch a lot because it obviously familiarized, but that's Max Christie from MSU. Obviously, that depends a lot about what we do with the first pick. If we're going Jaden Ivory, I doubt we come back, circle around with another guard again. But he's a good player. He was at State at least 2 years, possibly 3 years. But he's good. He can put the ball in the basket. I think he even ran point for them from time to time. He had the ball in his hands a lot, even as a shooting guard here. So I would not be mad about a player like that. He's got him going 2 picks before us here, but somebody like that could easily be anywhere within there. And then Caleb Houstan is once again, back to just relatability, but you brought it up earlier, and I'm kind of stealing your point. But I mean, I would not be shocked if in 2 or 3 years he's not hitting 2 to 3 threes a game for some team, because it's clear that he has a strap. It's clear that he can come in and get hot. I mean, there were some games in there where there were stretches where we all thought he was going to heat up, somewhere in like February, where he was starting to really come on, and hitting 4, 5, 6 threes, or maybe not 6, but 4 or 5 threes in the game, a handful of times. And he's just a young guy, freshman. So he's going to be around on somebody's roster for sure in the future. It's just a matter of what direction you really want to go with that next pick. I know I'm like a broken record here, but I still think we got to go shooters, and continue to do that, because a lot of them won't work out, and then you can kind of just load your roster up and then continue to draft shooters with these picks.
Yeah.
Some of them are going to work out, other ones won't, and then you continue to fill your roster out with all that money you got left over.
Yeah, and I think I think that I've been told many times that this draft is pretty deep. So I think there's going to be a lot of players that'll fall to the second round that aren't necessarily, might have been first round players if it was a different year. But yeah, just see how it unfolds. And as you start to scroll, I can see even more players. The guy Bryce Mcgowan's from Nebraska. I think he won Defensive Player of the Year.
Yep.
That actually was our pick that we ended up trading to the Raptors, it looks like. But I wouldn't even hate, I wouldn't hate them getting, it's like a wing or just somebody that you can kind of just maybe plug in. I've got some solid potential. Obviously, you can find somebody that, is a nice little spot up shooter. In the second round, that'd be ideal. Depending on what happens with Jeremy Grant and moving off of him. Kelly Olynyk, could like not re-sign with us. There's a lot of moving parts that could. I think there's players that we could draft some people, somebody in this draft that kind of shifts how free agency looks for us when it comes to re-signing certain players or letting them walk.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe I'm completely blanking, but when did we trade with the Raptors?
Yeah, that I'm not even not sure.
2014 or something. I don't even like. I can't.
Yeah, that
recently. Yeah. But so I agree with you on that. I think we're obviously in a great spot. Cade recently was on the Slam cover. He's getting a lot of press. You sent me a dope YouTube video of them, just kind of a lot of behind the scenes interview. I think we clearly have a star here. We clearly have a guy who shows that he's driven. He talked a lot about things that I love to hear. He said he was new goals. He was working toward things. He brought in the team. He said, me and the guys, me and the team. He wasn't selfish about it. So, I think we're clearly headed on the upward swing, and landing some of these back half picks like this is when you kind of put a little bit of steroids into the program and boost it, and maybe you make the playoffs a year sooner, or maybe you win a playoff series a year sooner than you were going to, because one of these guys land and you hit. People draft. Not that we should go get a European, but Jokic was drafted somewhere in this ballpark. Manu Ginobili drafted in this ballpark. So I think all the time there's players that are diamond in the roughs here, and so
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, like I said, the draft is quite close to we think. I believe it's the 23rd of June. So we'll have a couple more games of basketball. Hopefully we can get seven more games. That'd be ideal. But yeah, it's right around the corner, and we're looking forward to seeing Weaver in action again. I'll say, obviously you want your team to be playing still like today, but I think I do get a lot of excitement just kind of sitting back knowing that our guy Weaver is, he's going to make some smart moves. And I see him definitely being active, trying to probably get rid of Jeremy Grant, get another pick in that first round. And we'll see what happens.
No, sure. I'm right there with you. I believe in him. I think, we're headed in the right direction. So yeah, no, I believe in them. You got anything else for people?
That's all I got, man.
Yes, sir. We'll be back at Sunday with a game review, and yes, sir.
Yep. Yeah, that was a solid one. I think